What's going on, people? The Black Love here, and I'm going to drop a little wisdom and a little bit of advice. I've been listening to what a lot of people have been saying around YouTube, particularly about the concept of, people stealing material and copying other YouTubers. And, this has been going on for a few weeks, and really the whole situation's happened for longer than that, but it's being talked about, and it's still being talked about now, and I just really want to drop my take on everything right now. I just want to drop my knowledge. And what I want to say is, look, here's a quote that I try to live by. Imitation is the best form of flattery. Alright, if you don't know what that means, what it means is that when you're at the point where people are trying to copy what you do, what you create, what you produce, you're doing something right. Alright, that's a way you should look at it right off the bat. What you're doing is good. And now, I'm not saying by any means that stealing material or any of that crap that goes on is positive. It's negative for the community, not just in gaming. That's one of the things I want to bring up is this is not just something that goes on in gaming. A lot of people are looking at YouTube videos and they're thinking, holy crap, people are stealing videos, wow. This is something that goes on in every aspect of entertainment, period. Whether you are a musician, whether you're a rapper, you're an athlete, you're an actor. People have been imitating and stealing from other entertainers for the longest. All right, this goes back to the days of segregation. All right, and the reason why I use that quote is because I was watching the documentary not that long ago with Little Richard. And if you guys don't know who he is, one of the pioneers of rock and roll music, possibly even the original, creator of rock and roll. All right, and he made music at a time where, segregation didn't just take place in the streets and in, stores and schools. It took place in music, on the airwaves, on TV as well. And what happened at that era is, black musicians and singers would come out with songs, and then a Caucasian musician would come out with the same exact song. They would completely copy the song, make their own version of it, and it would be played on all the white radio stations, get, tons of exposure, and they would get huge off of it. They'd sell tons of records. You'd hear on any big radio station, here's a new hit from Elvis, here's a new hit from Pat Boone, one of these guys, and it'd be the same exact song that a black musician made months or years before. But, white America never heard about it because, you couldn't get that kind of exposure as an African American. Now, this is tying in because, in this documentary I watched, he talked about it, how it felt having your music stole, having all these guys get all this exposure and all this fame from the songs that you created. How did you deal with that? What did you do? And his response was, yeah, it was irritating. I hated it. There was almost nothing you can do. Back in those days, you couldn't really sue for anything like that. You couldn't get, upset and get some kind of retribution. You couldn't get, financial compensation on that level. But what a lot of these black rockers and musicians would do is they'd come out with something faster, something harder. They'd come out with something even more intense in the era. They'd come out with something even better than what they just put out before. It was almost a motivational tool. And that's kind of the advice I want to give to people out there making videos or, making music, whatever you're doing. This is not just a YouTube thing. I know it ties into YouTube, but whatever you do in life, don't let, imitation set you back. Don't let it discourage you. Don't let people getting fame off of your stuff discourage you. I mean, luckily today, if you come out with something, you got it copywritten or whatever, you could sue, but not everybody can, especially when it comes to making content on YouTube. You can't sue for that type of thing, especially when you're playing a video game that you don't even own the rights to. What I do want to say is come out with something better every time. Keep coming out with the best that you can offer. I myself am trying to improve, everything I come up with. Luckily nobody's actually taken anything from me, and I guess it's not even a good thing, For me, I look at it like this, imitation is the best form of flattery. When somebody starts taking your stuff, you're doing something right. But like I said, guys, go out there and make the best material you can make. And if somebody imitates you, that means you're doing something right. All right. Don't get butthurt over it. Don't get sad. Don't get upset. Go out there and make something better. All right. So no one can say that you half-assed it. No one can say, oh, they copied you, but it wasn't that good anyway. No. People are copying you because you're doing something right. What you're coming out with is great. And every time you come out with something that much better. All right. Show people what you can do. But yeah, that's my rant. That's my wisdom. You know, I always try to look at life like that. You take the bad, but there's always some kind of good that comes from the bad. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever let things like that discourage you. You know, take things with a grain of salt and then come back better. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's my wisdom. That's my thoughts. You know, keep doing the best that you can do and don't let anything discourage you. Anyway, I'm the Black Love, and it's my advice. I'm out.
Kill confirmed.